Hi there, this is Tim from RSC Central with another video that is actually just showing you the website. It's a website that actually has a lot of depth to it, and I think when you arrive on the main page like this, it's a little bit hard to see just how in-depth it goes. So I am trying to post more on the site now, get a lot more stuff up there, and I thought I would redesign it a little bit, which I have, and you can see that now. Basically, the right side of the page here, if you can see my mouse pointer, is generally where the focus content is for the page. And the left-hand sides over here will have various things that I think might be of interest to you, basically. So these trending items here, they will show on the main page. And when you're on literally any other page, it will show the latest instead. But on the main page, it shows whatever's trending and being looked at right now. This right side here, this big box, that has popular now. Generally, whatever threshold I've set makes it appear here. And then on the left-hand side, you can see this featured articles, featured vehicle, latest podcast, something that happened on this day in the past, a featured video, and a featured browser playable game. So this featured vehicle thing here, that will switch out, as will any of the other content here. So in this box here, you might see a featured developer, a featured software title, a featured car, bike, or track. And at this moment, it has chosen the Lotus 49, obviously a spectacular car that was in Grand Prix Legends. So I want to take you through the rest of the website now. Obviously, this is the main page. It's mostly focused on news, but this section here, this popular now section, does obviously cycle through a few articles and things like that if people are reading them. That can change based on sometimes when I've shared stuff on social media and things like that. I'm going to take you through the menu here because this is where the depth of the website is actually found. Although everywhere you can get to somewhere deeper. If you look at this news item here, you can see it says RecFest 2. You can click on that and it will take you to the Sims profile in the same way that the database section, you can find software, which could then take you to the software's profile. But we're going to start off with play. Now, I do have browser playable games. It uses an emulator. And we have titles from the Amiga, from the BBC Micro, from MS-DOS, and Windows 3.1. I'm going to click All Platforms, and it brings you to this page here. Any that have a white background, it's just because I haven't assigned a background image yet, that's all. But basically, you can see there's all of these titles here that you can play in your browser. I'm going to go to one of my favorite ones, which is, let's see, Indy 500. So this here, you can see I have the Amiga version and I have the MS-DOS version. In my opinion, the Amiga version is a little bit superior because you can use your mouse to control with. So it's a little bit smoother in the turns. So yeah, each one that's playable, basically you can see some instructions above. There's a box up here that gives you the basic controls. What this does though is brings you to the to the simulations profile, which I will come back to again later. But you can see this specific simulation, you can see the Amiga link there again, the MS-DOS version, and it also has a demo version too. So yeah, that's what you can see under the play section there. The buy section, this has a few free to download titles on it, such as BMW M3 Challenge, the Copa Petrobras de Marcos series there, and Volvo the game. It also has Steam keys, because I have some Steam keys of AMS, AMS2, a couple of the F1 titles, R Factor 2, Spin Tires, and I have them listed here where you can purchase direct from me. That's exact same information also if you go to a Sims profile, it populates there as well. So that's the buy section. File section, we have Sims listed here. If you go to a particular sim, let's say Colin McRae Rally 2, you can see its downloads there. Or if you click up at the top right, there are files instead. So you can literally see every single downloadable file as its own post. And there's obviously a lot of posts there, going all the way back to the Revs manual from 1985. Podcasts. We have podcasts. I've tried to tag the relevant simulation in that was talked about, or if it was a lengthy topic at all. This one here, obviously the Richard Burns Rally special, so obviously you see Richard Burns Rally there. If you click on it, you can listen in your browser, or you can go to various other podcasting sources, and you can see obviously related software. It tags Richard Burns Rally at the bottom whenever it's connected to it. Next thing, we have videos. So obviously there's a lot of videos here. If I go to the last page, they go back to the trailer for Grand Prix that was shown in the Indy 500 in 1982. So obviously really old videos. Going through here, there's videos of laps. There's times when NASCAR racing was demoed on TV in 1995. I have a lot of videos here, a lot of content. You can see a few of the different categories of things here. So if you just wanted to see trailers, for example, you can click on it. Or at all times, you can click on the red kind of post type indicator at the top left, which would take you to the same category. So the database, this is the bit that's really kind of in depth that I think is probably overlooked a little bit, is that I have a database that starts off with the developers level. Each developer here has a profile, and you can see a logo, you can see a background image where I've added one, which I haven't here obviously, and you can see an appropriate logo. I have coded it because I'm weird like this and I kind of like it, where whatever background image is being shown, it will show a different logo. So for example, with ImageSpace Incorporated here, around the time of R Factor 1's release, the logo actually changed, where there was a little white star on the top of the cube there. And it's obviously not on there because this title that is on the background image was from earlier than that. I can give you a good example. This is the Papyrus Racing Games profile. It's got Grand Prix Legends from 1998, so it shows the appropriate Papyrus logo. If you go on to the developer here, I don't have a background for whatever title this is, but I'm going to show you on the news page. You can see it loads the appropriate logo for IndyCar Racing, and it loads the appropriate logo for NASCAR Legends, and it loads the appropriate logo for what looks like NASCAR 2002 maybe, that's on the background of this post. So yeah, that's a little value add that I thought was cool anyway. So anyway, we've done the developers page. Now we are on a developer. Obviously, this is the profile, the page that you would normally land on. It has a short bit of text here. I definitely want to expand on these, but I haven't yet. And we have news, and then we have software. So what I've done with the software here is everything that I have been able to establish myself existed and was playable in some form. I have created a profile for it. And that does include base games like IndyCar Racing here, and obviously IndyCar Racing's add-on pack here this was an expansion pack that added the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to IndyCar racing, and it was released in '94, whereas IndyCar racing itself was released in '93. So that's why you can see a couple of different things there. I also, importantly, like I said, if I can establish that it ever existed, then I've put a profile up for it. In this case, we have NASCAR Racing 3. You'll notice, though, that there's another NASCAR Racing 3 down here. This one did not release, this one did release. So what I've done with NASCAR Racing 3 here is I have an article where I've actually written about it. These various news posts are related to it in some way, so you can read about it, you can find out about it. I also even have some videos, including the teaser trailer, the full trailer that was actually cancelled. So what you see in this video literally never released. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, this is what you see under a developer. So now let's go deeper. Let's go into a piece of software. Let's go with, let's see. Let's go with Indianapolis 500, the simulation, because this is the most complete profile I think I have of most games. Obviously, the first thing you land on is the profile, which is obviously written out here, which details the game a little bit. Any news posts that are related to it are here, and obviously if you view the news post, you can see that it's, you know, the date of the post. You can link to the sim there. It's got the Sims box, and then underneath it's got a related software, which is the sim. So whichever sim I actually assign a news post to will be listed down here. If it's more than one sim up here, I put the first sim's name and then I put plus more, because obviously, you know, I don't want endless lists of sims. But basically, this is the profile. You have news, you have articles, you have guides, you have videos. Just show you a couple of those. You have ads from magazines, you have scans of the box, you have files. Here, for example, I have the Amiga demo disc, I have the simulation editor that was released in 1994. And then to show you something, how this goes a little bit deeper, is under database, you'll notice I have cars, bikes, and tracks. And what I've done is I've cross-referenced those with every single simulation that I've got to so far. Obviously, this is an incomplete record, but if you go to a sim that I've done it for, you can go to cars, and you can see what cars were in this title. So let's say I go with the Penske PC18. I haven't written a full profile here, but you can see what I have so far. There's a few screenshots that feature it. And then on the cars page, which is what we're on right now, you can see software. So obviously the software and the car are cross-referenced with each other. If you go back to the sim, you know, you've got the cars there. I've also done the same thing with tracks. So Indianapolis Motor Speedway is obviously cross-referenced. If you're looking at the tracks of the sim here, you see Indianapolis. If you are looking at Indianapolis and you look at software, you see Indy 500 again. So they're obviously cross-referenced. In a situation like with IndyCar racing, where there was an add-on for it, obviously it still counts. So that's why IndyCar racing is here, even though the base game without the add-on didn't have Indy. So yeah, that's why. So yeah, that is a simulation. So far we've gone down developers and software, and we've kind of touched on that cars, bikes, and tracks exist. They do have their own category list though, so if you went to tracks here, you could see the tracks that I've put out there, and you can see, for example, let's say this track, Hanoi. It never actually got raced on, but it was a real track in a way. But if you look at it, you can see it was in F1 2020. It's cross-referenced. If you go to F1 2020, you can see those are the cars it had. Those are the tracks it had, including Hanoi. So everything is cross-referenced. Again, going back to here, we've got the print ads, just to show those. And then basically you can see the print ad like that, and then whichever sim is included is obviously noted below. There's box scans. Just to show you quick, I have the same thing set up with videos here as well. So if you go to Silverstone Circuit in Revs as your video, obviously it has the video, and then underneath it has other videos of the same content, and then it has whatever software was included in the video too. So just to say that that's the same layout as the print ads were. Going to go to web archives now. This is one of the cool sections of the website for me, is that if you want to see what the ImageSpace Incorporated website looked like until 2009, you can click on it, and there it is. If you want to see what the ImageSpace Incorporated website looked like a lot older than that, this is from 1998, and you can see obviously typical website for that time. If you go to products, you go to sports car, and at this point they had announced that they were going to run the licensed professional sports car racing championship, which obviously went defunct before the game came out, so it was never released under that name. It was rebranded and all that jazz. But yeah, you can go through and you can see them. There's some really cool old pages though. I've tried to archive things that I think mattered in some way. This is the original iRacing site, for example. There's a few missing images here and there, but you can go to news, you can open things, you can look at technology and stuff like that. This data and this information is lost without this, so I think it's important. Yeah, there's some kind of old stuff here that might be of interest. And Bethesda, for example, before they made things like Skyrim, they actually used to make racing sims. They actually had a lot of them. And there's some really cool information here about tires, aerodynamics, with a lot of technical information that sadly, obviously, is lost because, you can't find that anywhere except from on the Internet Archive and obviously now on my website. So that's the database section. You can see how deep that goes, though, I'm sure. Articles, I have lots of different kinds of articles. I need to start doing this again. I've got a few backlogged interviews and things like that I want to get up, but trying to be more active, like I say. These interviews, let's see, let me go to interviews. Some of these interviews that I've done since I kind of brought the site back online in 2019 are, in my opinion, really good. This is an interview with Sean Nash, who worked at Papyrus. He released Soda Off-Road Racing, which had 6 degrees of freedom physics before Grand Prix Legends did it. And really smart guy. He's worked for iRacing for as long as it has existed too, and it's him that made this suggestion and worked with Dave Kamer to implement using the point cloud data as the bump map on the racing surface. So the reason why you have the detailed tracks and things of that iRacing has is because of this guy. And obviously any article, any news post, anything like that has a developer attached to it, you can see it below. I try to limit it to 3. Even if someone's worked at more studios, I'll probably limit it to 3 when I'm tagging things. And then related software, which again, I'll limit to 3, even though he worked on way more than that. So that's the articles section. There's all sorts of different things here. News section, again, if we look at this here, there's different kinds of news posts. Software news, hardware news, developer news and stuff. I do kind of have a hierarchy of them, where even though this is showing in the software section, it's showing because it's also software news, but I have prioritized the developer there. So that's what you'll see it primarily as, even though if you go on it, you can see it's about IndyCar 26. So it still is cross-referenced, and if you go to the IndyCar 26 page, you still see it on the news items there. So even though it's primarily under development news because it's iRacing Studios. But yeah, there's a forum that is barely used that I might actually remove at some point because it's not being used. And then, yeah, this is the home page again. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I hope that kind of shows you something you didn't know the site had, and you'll check it out and have a look around. Thank you. Bye-bye.